guys, today we're going to do the B&M super cooler on my 4Runner, so I'll end up with a pink milkshake. But before I do that, got to go to the store and pick up another transmission cooler line because the one that I had magically disappeared. So now I'm buying things twice, which pisses me off, but it is what it is. I went to go do this transmission cooler yesterday, kind of later in the day, which is why I didn't run to the store and try and finish it yesterday. I went to go do it yesterday, looked around the garage seriously for probably 2 hours looking for this stupid line. I could have sworn it was in the car, wasn't there, so I searched all over God's creation, didn't find it, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to go buy another one. So yeah, unfortunate, but run to the store real quick, be right back, and we'll start this thing. Hopefully it isn't too hard to find though, because I went to AutoZone and Home Depot. I didn't go to Advanced Auto, but I couldn't find it. This kit actually came with 2 lines that fit this 4Runner, so I know a lot of you on the forums have said that you have to go buy extra transmission line, but in this kit I didn't have to, but I do now. Alrighty, I'm back home, got both the transmission, or got another piece of transmission cooler line, and I also got hose clamps. For future reference, these are going into the box, shouldn't go anywhere. Put these hose clamps in there. I need to finish this project today. And change into more work appropriate clothes though. And I'm also going to let this motor, where is it? Let everything cool down for a quick second before I burn and kill myself. Alrighty, now that I think I have myself about 83% situated, let me go through and tell you how I'm going to do this. First off, obviously I have a lot of wires running through the grill. This grill needs to come off, or at least just be moved forward. How I'm going to do that is probably, this is the power to the winch. Ow, Jesus, that's hot. Disconnect that. Okay, yeah, disconnect that. Then you come under the car. It looks like from the bottom of the winch here, I could take these wires off, run them up through the grill. Come back up. These are super simple to disconnect. Disconnect those. Take the grill out as normal. Hopefully all of that goes well. Then we take the cooler. Okay, I'm mounting this on the driver's side, and I am using the zip tie method. I'm not making any of my own brackets or anything like that. I don't have time. And a lot of the forums that I've been reading, you know, it's 2017. A lot of the forums I've been reading are like from 2006. So that's, you know, it's kind of a while ago, and they're still sending out the same, I mean, they're still using the zip tie method to mount the cooler onto the radiator. So I don't have any reason to believe that it won't work, or else they wouldn't keep selling it. Fine. I also think it'll look a lot cleaner than having those little brackets and stuff all over the place in here. I don't know, it just kind of looks weird. Anywho, put it sideways. This is, how did this go? Oh yeah, so this is from the transmission into the cooler. It'll be sitting like this. Then I'll be returned back to the transmission. And you come under the car. This is the front of the car. Obviously, this is coming from the transmission into the cooler. This is the return line back to the transmission. So other than this grill, I don't really foresee this being a huge pain in the rear at all. Actually, it seems like it's pretty straightforward. You get a bunch of this stuff in the kit. I think a few of these are plugs for the cooler on the radiator. I actually, you know what? I don't know. I'll have to read the kit. or read the instructions that came along with the kit. That would have been better to say. Well, without wasting any more time, I'm going to break the tools out, get everything pulled apart, and get this thing finished. Okay, all the wires are out of the grill. Now it's just time to take the grill off, and I actually might do some spur of the moment nonsense. I actually might plasti this grill black because I've wanted to, and since this is a little bit of a paint. The freak is that? What was that? It's probably just water. That's kind of weird. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Since this is a little bit of a pain in the rear to take off, I might just do it now while it's off. It was different. Grill's out. These little tabs. Make sure you don't lose these. I think it's kind of weird how the grill came out, but it's okay. Is that all of them? This one here. And then there should be a few on the ground. But definitely don't lose those. Alrighty now. The hard part is finished. Well, I think this is the hard part. Getting these two lines off of the hard lines towards the middle of the motor. Getting these off. A lot of people said that's the hardest part of this job, and well, now it's finished. Now, I personally think the harder part of this is going to be mounting the cooler because you have this fan shroud in the way. This will probably need to come off. As a matter of fact, it'll have to come off. So I'll get to that now. Okay, fan shroud is pushed back. Both those lines disconnected, and then the kit comes with these, which I've seen a lot of people use. They bend and kind of make their own little brackets to hold the cooler there. Again, I'm still just going to go ahead and use this. I have to go to Pittsburgh today, and I live in the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, so it's not just down the street. So I need to get this car on the road like ASAP. I don't have time to be making all these fancy little brackets, but we're getting there. Alright, so here where the cooler lines will go through, I took some pieces of the old line, I cut them into small sections, then cut them in half, and then fitted them around that, and then the pressure of like the lines and stuff, just the crap filling up that hole, should keep them in place and shouldn't give me any issues with like rubbing or tearing the lines. So that would kind of suck. Okay, cooler sitting there. Lines have been run and connected. The worst part of this job, honest to God, is not taking those lines off, but reconnecting them. But they're on there. And then these came off of the cooler. I just put those little caps on top of where the original cooler lines went. I might find a more permanent cap, just in case that did decide to fail on the inside. I'm pretty sure these would pop off and then lose my coolant, and then my motor, which that's no good. Now I'm just going to use these special zip ties to secure this, and that should be it. Then I'm just putting stuff back together. So pretty easy, just those lines at the bottom, getting them on. That was kind of a hassle, but really not that bad. Well, everything's hooked up. Bottom, top, it's all done. It's in there with the zip ties. Fan shroud is back on. I think I'm going to keep the grill out, take it for a spin, make sure nothing's leaking. And I've heard of a lot of people losing significant amounts of transmission fluid. That's all that came out of here. So, I mean, I'll still check it. The thing could be deathly low for all I know. Maybe that's why I didn't lose very much. But yeah, it's all done. So I'm just gonna throw these up underneath the hood. I don't know, secure them somehow. Maybe take it for a spin or two around the neighborhood, make sure nothing's leaking, and come back and then put the grill in. All right. There aren't any leaks. I did have to put fire bottle in there because just this new system, you know, it takes up some transmission fluid, so still had to top it off a good bit, but it leaks. Now I don't have to worry about this thing grenading on me and really pissing me off, and I'll get to putting the grill on and call it a day. Off to Pittsburgh I go after this.
I fuck who I wanna out on my hill, and I ain't missing. I ain't missing. And you can